Good evening and welcome to pitching in Northern Premier League game between Marine and Gainsborough Trinity. Just waiting here for the two teams to come out this evening. I'm joined by Luke Feather. Luke, how can you see tonight panning out?
Well, Marine, good run of form. Not lost it since, for a long time, let's put it that way. I think a decent win tonight for Marine. I'm very hopeful.
Marine coming into the game unbeaten in 9 in all competitions on the back of that well 4-2-1 win on the weekend against Basford United. I'll just run you through the two teams for this evening, starting with the home side Marine. In goal, Bailey Passon. 2, Luke Clark. 3 is James Barragan. 4, Alex Doyle. 5, the captain Josh Wardle. 6, Johnny Spittle. 7, Lucas Weir. 8, Charlie Doyle. 9 is Connor Evans. 10, Sol Solomon. And number 11 is Freddie Price. Substitutes, number 12, Hayden Campbell. 14 is Sean Smith. 15, Jordan Lussey. 16, the new signing Andy Scaresbrick. Number 17 is Jack Dunn. And for the visitors this evening, it's number 1, Matt Yates. 2, Prosper Ketto. 3, Joe West. 4, the captain Andrew Wright. 5, Cody Collins. 6, Dylan Cogill. 7, Curtis Durose. 8, Finley Shrimpton. 9, Clayton Donaldson. 10, Liam Waldock. And number 11 is Jack Deitch. And Gainsborough Trinity substitutes are number 12, Hayden Cant. 14 is Isaac Rice. 15, Ethan Bojang. And 16, Harry Lewis. So we do think kick-off might just be delayed by a few minutes here, as the Gainsborough Trinity bus arrived just after 7 o'clock. Marine 7th in the league after their last league victory here at the MTA at home to Belper Town. Gainsborough Trinity just 4 places below them in 11th with a game less. This is a replay of a match that was meant to be played earlier in the season. It's been moved for this evening. Luke, obviously, Andy Scaresbrick joined the club from Warrington Rylands earlier today. What do you think he'll impact from the bench this evening?
Well, I think it's a very exciting signing, to be fair. I know he's someone that a lot of teams in this league have been looking at. He obviously did very well with Warrington Rylands last season, leaving him quite unexpectedly earlier this season. I know as soon as that news came about, there were many teams looking at him. I think it's a bit of a coup for the club to get a midfielder who can get goals, get assists. Something that Marine have been lacking, really. A lot of the midfielders, more of your tough tacklers. So yeah, really excited to hopefully see him this evening if he comes on.
And here are the teams that have come out for the game. Marine in their traditional black and white. Gainsborough Trinity in a full grey kit for this evening. The new lights, LED lights here at Marine, impressing the spectators. Certainly an impressive sight for a non-league side.
I think this is a new feature. I was worried for a moment that we might have some of the older floodlight problems again, but
yeah, that wouldn't be a great start to this evening's game. It's already been postponed once.
Very impressive with the floodlights there.
The officials for this evening, the referee is Nat Cox, with assistants Lee Cadwalder and Cole Trott. This games we're just getting those last few shuttles in. We should get this game underway.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Marine Travel Arena for this pitching in World Premier League Premier Division game between Marine and Gainsborough Trinity. A warm welcome to the players, officials and supporters on Gainsborough this evening. Our two teams, beginning with our visitors, they have in goal Matt Yates, 2 Prosper Keto,
Gainsborough Trinity are unbeaten away from home this season, so it certainly won't be a walk in the park for Marine. There's no game in this league is, as we've seen in recent weeks. Luke, obviously, Hayden Campbell, our top goal scorer, with 9 goals, not able to make the starting 11 this evening, just had to settle for the bench. Do you think that could have an effect on the goals that we see this evening?
I think it's been proven in the last few weeks, but we're definitely a stronger team with Hayden Campbell in the squad. I know he's had a few fitness problems in the last few weeks. I wonder if his own mission might be something to do with that. But at the same time, it gives other players a chance. You know, Freddie Price, Connor Evans. Connor Evans yet to score for Marine, of course. Freddie Price, that's first on Saturday, so yeah, it gives them a chance to shine. We know what Sol Solomon can do is hit the ground running since he's joined the club. Just hope that the boys on the pitch can get the job done and won't miss Hayden too much.
Yeah, Freddie Price certainly caught my eye on Saturday in Nottingham. Should have scored after 5 minutes and then did eventually get his goal. A very well timed header, giving us a lead on the day. Hopefully we'll see more of that from the Yucks this evening. Players looking ready to go. Referee just making sure everything's okay. Gainsborough will get us underway here. The ball played back to Wright, who goes long. Only finds Luke Clark at the back for Marine, and now the ball forward to Evans. Evans driving at the Gainsborough defence is challenged, but Alex Doyle intercepts well to retain the ball for Marine. And now it's at the back with Johnny Spittle, who goes all the way back to Passant in all orange this evening. Wardle now looking for the forward ball, finds Barragan. Barragan loses the ball and it's hit forward once more by Andrew Wright. Barragan with the header in field, challenging there by Wardle, and Evans to Weir. Now Charlie Doyle out to Luke Clark with a bit of space on that right side. Looks to play a ball through to Charlie Doyle, but the ball runs all the way through to Matt Yates in the Gainsborough sticks this evening.
Yeah, decent idea there from Clark, just to try and get the ball forward quickly. Inaccurate on that occasion, of course.
Ball forward now, challenged by Charlie Doyle and hit forward by Alex Doyle. And Evans will give chase here. He's got it in the corner now, looking for an option. Back to Charlie Doyle. Doyle looks to put a cross in, and he does, and it's deflected. Shouts for handball, but the referee shows no interest. And Trinity look to break, and Barragan's deemed to push Curtis Durose in the back, and the visitors have a free kick inside their own half.
Yeah, good play from Charlie Doyle down this right hand side. Just a little bit lacking with the final ball into the box. Of course, took a deflection. Don't think it struck the arm, but promising early stages down this right flank, especially for Marine.
Charlie Doyle a bit more advanced position this evening than Saturday, with Alex Doyle back in the side. It's been a while since we've seen him make the starting 11, Alex Doyle. Free kick hit forward now for Trinity, headed by Wardle, flicked on by Weir, and Doyle loses out to Wright. Gainsborough on the attack here now, but it's been forced back to Wright. Out on the wing now. Here's Deitch, comes inside, and it's a cross-field pass, but it's going to run all the way out for a Marine goal kick.
Yeah, looked threatening at one stage there, that attack, but just lost a bit of momentum when they played it back, and obviously the long diagonal not quite on point that time.
Yeah, the Trinity, the best goal difference out of any team in the league this season, with positive 15, so they certainly have got goals in the side. Marine have to be careful of as Passant takes a goal kick forward. It's challenged in there by Wright once more. Challenged by Alex Doyle, and Trinity hit a long ball forward. I think Ward will be able to deal with that, but his clearance it's far from the best one, and it's ran all the way out for a pretty soft corner, you have to say.
Yeah, very, very rash there from Josh Wardle, unlike him. So solid since signed in the summer. Got a corner to defend.
That first of the evening here for Trinity. Put some men forward for this one. Corner swung into the box, and it's headed in there by a grey shirt. I think it's going to be recovered on that far side and swung back in to the Marine penalty area, headed away. But still a threat there, and a overhead kick comes in, but it's a simple catch for Passant. I think he wanted to go break quickly there, but keeps the ball in his hands instead and allows Trinity to get back in their shape. Marine players just going over to this right hand side, and Passant goes long looking for Evans, and it's been bounced all the way and eventually cleared by Trinity, who made a bit of a mess of the first ball there.
Yeah, it wasn't the best kick out from Passant that time. It was a little bit wayward, but Connor Evans almost made something of it with his pressuring.
Yeah, Connor Evans has struggled at times. He's joining on loan from Crewe Alexander on a 1-month loan. As I said earlier, yet to score his first for Marine. Hopefully that can change tonight as Solomon comes over the ball. And now Charlie Doyle driving forward, back to Solomon. Solomon out to Price with the cross coming in, and it's brilliant ball in by Freddie Price. Bodies flying in, Charlie Doyle, and I think it was Lucas Weir at the back post, just couldn't quite get a touch, but deflection in there means Marine will have their first corner of the evening.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball in from Price there. Good play from Solomon again in the middle. Good turn, and then to spread it out wide to Freddie Price. Wicked ball in. It was one of those, could have easily ended up in the back of the net. It was a good clearance in the end.
Certainly warranted his start after his performance on Saturday, Freddie Price, and he's going to be the one to take the corner in now. It's gone the other way in and gathered well by Matt Yates. And Matt Yates will go out wide to his fullback, Joe West. West hits one forward, but Clark will be able to bring that one down. It goes down the line to Price, who's under a bit of pressure, but he comes inside. Evans now plays it back to Clark, who will go square to Alex Doyle, who just kicks the ball straight out of play there. And Gainsborough will have a throw in just inside the Mariners' half. If you're just joining us, it's just over 6 minutes gone. Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. And an interception well in there by Weir, and poorly cleared forward by, it was Dylan Cogill. Straight over the houses on that side, and it's a Marine throw this time.
Yeah, you wonder if maybe the wet ball's having a bit of a factor. We've seen a couple of clearances skid off the outside of a boot so far.
Clark throws it down the line, but Evans can't challenge it. Solomon is in there, and he wins the ball, but can't quite get a hold of it. But here's Charlie Doyle now, given away once more. Clark given away again by Marine, and Gainsborough break now with Curtis Durose. Challenged by Charlie Doyle. Does well there, Doyle, and Marine look to come forward now with Evans. Just can't quite get the ball under his feet, and the ball runs out for a Gainsborough throw-in.
Yeah, it's unlucky for Evans there. Just couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet, but again, good running again. Promising.
Throwing down the line by Keto. Challenged by Wardle. Straight back out for another throw-in. Keto just creeping inside the Marine half for this one. Plays inside. It's turned by Donaldson. Back to Shrimpton. A nice crossfield pass out wide there to Joe West now. West comes inside and switches the play this time to Keto. Challenged well by Weir now. And it's Solomon. Well, that's Lucas Weir, sorry. To Barragan. Now here is Solomon. Ball's gone to the opposite side to Luke Clark. He's looking for Freddie Price. Not the best first touch by Price and easily challenged by West. Ball cleared forward now. Spittle gets up to win. Doyle flicks it on and now here's Solomon. Taken down well and a ball forward by Lucas Weir. Just a little bit too much on that for Evans.
Yeah, it would have been a difficult one for Evans to control as well, to be fair. There was a lot of pace behind the ball. It's very direct as well. Would have taken a good touch to see him through on goal.
Marine come away with the ball though. Barragan plays the ball a little bit too hard, but the referee's come back for a free kick on Sol Solomon. So that's some nice touches of this opening 10 minutes. Looking to create in the Marine attack. But the Mariners do have a free kick just inside Gainsborough's half. Two centre halves coming forward for this one. There's Barragan, who came on in place of Sean Swift at left back on the weekend. Starts there tonight and put this free kick in towards Wardle, who's had a lot of his shirt pulled to Charlie Doyle. Alex Doyle now dinks one in, but just way too much on that, and Matt Yates will gather and take quickly towards Waldock. Waldock takes it well, and his pass is just slightly behind Rose, who can't control it, and Marine will come away with the throw-in. Pretty even opening 10 minutes, would you say, Luke?
Yeah, I'd probably say Marine probably edging possession so far. Gainsborough Trinity as we away team, maybe trying to soak up a little bit of pressure and hit the Mariners on the counter attack through DeRose and Dyche on the flanks. But yeah, good promising opening 10 minutes for Marine. Just lacking that final ball in the final third. Ball
now forward by Cogill, and it's a bit of a struggle at the back between Spittle and Wardle. Spittle does well to eventually let it off to his teammate, but Wardle's clearance isn't the best one, and Wright comes away with it now for Gainsborough. But his pass is a poor one, and Barragan has the ball in his hands for another throw-in on that far side. Comes short to Solomon and goes long now, looking for Freddie Price. Well won in there by Cogill, and West comes away with it now, looking for Dyche. He's made a run beyond Luke Clark, and Dyche is able to control it pretty easily and puts a cross in, and it's defended well at the back post by Barragan. Kept in though, and Keto with the ball comes inside, challenged by Barragan, and can Evans come away with the ball here? No, he's challenged. The ball comes back to Cogill. A long ball forward to Dyche once more, but the linesman's flag is up on that far side.
Yeah, you can see the game plan for Trinity. Get the ball to Jack Dyche as quickly as possible. He is their danger man. He's the one that's looking like he's going to make things happen. Cutting in on that right foot on the left-hand side. Of course, you've got the experience head of Clayton Donaldson in the middle. 9 goals in the league this season.
Yeah, 4th top goal scorer in the league, Clayton Donaldson. Very well known in the English footballing world, former EFL striker. Ball won in there by Charlie Doyle, but straight to DeRose. Takes it nicely and plays out wide to Keto, but his first touch isn't the greatest, and it's challenged by Lucas Weir. Barragan's pass doesn't have enough on it, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a missed opportunity there from Barragan. I think Evans had a little bit of space down his left-hand side. If he could have just directed his passer more accurately down the left flank.
That's what the game's lacked so far, that cutting edge. Bit of quality in the final third. Solomon closes down Keto. We will have a throw in Gainsborough, just inside their own half. There's still Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. Yet to really see a shot on goal, a chance in this game. As Keto takes his throw down the line. Won in there by Barragan, and Spittle will come away with it. Plays it to Clark, and Clark goes square to Wardle now. Wardle to Barragan. Barragan back to Alex Doyle now, has a bit of time and goes back to Spittle though. Spittle looking for the run of Evans, who's made a nice run in behind, just couldn't quite get his head onto the ball, and runs all the way back to Matt Yates, who has to clear under the pressure of Evans. Then he finds Spittle, and now Solomon to Weir. Evans, nice football in there by Marine. Weir's forced back to Spittle, who goes long, looking for Barragan. It's a fantastic ball, and Barragan looked to get hold of the ball, but it's challenging there, and he will have a throw-in.
Yeah, I thought he just killed the move there, Spittle, with that long ball forward, but it turned out to be a very good ball over the top for Barragan, and he almost made something of it. Have to settle for a throw-in.
Barragan looking for an option for this throw-in. Goes to Weir, lays it back to Barragan. Barragan, bit of a miss it there, and Solomon fouled.
Yeah, Solomon did well to win the free kick there, spared the blushes of Barragan. It was a bit of a comedy one, to be honest.
Yeah,
swing and a miss.
Clearly a left-footed player, James Barragan, and didn't really want to use his right foot there, and you could see why with the miss it. Hasn't worked out too badly, as Marine do have a free kick that Freddie Price is over. Bit of a high line from Gainsborough Trinity with this free kick, but Price just whip it in, headed away. It has to be cleared by Rose now to Donaldson. Challenged by Barragan, and here's a Marine throw-in. Does well there, Barragan, once more.
Yeah, not the best ball in from Price there. Similar to his corner, really. The corner was a bit too close to the goalkeeper, claimed easily. This one headed away by the first man, Prosper Quito.
Jordan Lussey only on the bench for this evening's game. You'd usually see over those dead ball situations. Ball now with Charlie Doyle. Clark lays it back to Doyle. His pass is intercepted, but runs back to Spittle now, who has time on the ball. The ball runs all the way back to Passant, who I don't think really wanted the ball there, under a bit of pressure, and his clearance isn't the best one. Gainsborough come away with the ball now and hit forward by Cody Collins. Spittle returns it and looking to play Evans in behind, and goalkeeper comes out and heads the ball when could have thought he could have let it come back into his box. Freddie Price though comes away with the ball now, takes it well. Price lines up a shot and it's blocked. Ball still in the air, and Marine hit the ball once more. Luke Clark now thinking about the cross, instead comes inside to Solomon, who turns the man. Evans now leaves it for Doyle. Back to Clark now. Clark will cross this one in this time and goes straight to the goalkeeper. Solomon appealing to the referee. It's hitting the floor, but waves that one away.
Just wondered when Solomon came in on his left foot there, whether he could have just had a go from range, but instead tried to play the neat little 1-2 with Evans. Didn't quite come off. Donaldson
can't control it, and Weir can't get the ball either, and Donaldson is fouled this time. Gainsborough have a free kick inside the Marine half. I think he's looking for the foul on the first one, Donaldson, but instead had to settle for the second. Challenge in there. And Collins, recently joined on loan. Trinity is over this one. And goes long on that far side. Won there by Rose, but his header easily gathered by Passant. Passant rolls out to Spittle now, who hits it long, and goalkeeper's come out again, but will let it run this time to gather in his box. And rolls out to Collins. Evans put a bit of pressure on the defender, and his ball forward's not a great one, won in there by Barragan. Headed forward by Deitch, but Wardle will get on the end of that one. Hit forward by Spittle, but straight to his opposite number, Cogill. Challenged in there by Luke Clark, who read the danger well, and his ball forward He's a bit too forceful and runs back to goalkeeper Yates.
I have to say, Tom was looking a little bit panicky with both sets of centre-backs in this first 18 minutes or so. And a couple of hearts in mouths moments at both ends of the pitch.
One in there by Evans now. Solomon looks to skip past his man but can't, and the ball comes up to Weir now. Lucas Weir puts the cross in and it's hit away by Collins, and Gainsborough look to break now. With a few Mariners out of position, but good pressure there by Charlie Doyle prevents that from happening. And the ball towards Deitch is misplaced and out of play, and Clark will have a throw in just inside the Gainsborough half. Just lacking that cutting edge on the ball, Marines, so far. Getting some good areas. Just can't find the final pass to get us out of goal. Throwing down the line, one in there by West. One by Weir, who's had a bright opening to the game. Ball comes back to Barragan. Weir with a bit of space now on this wing, and his cross is blocked and up for a corner.
Brave defending from Keto there. Wins Marine another corner, another chance to get a ball into the box. Get the big man forward from the back.
I think he's had a bright start to the game, Lucas Weir. He's kept his spot in the team from Saturday. But Price hoping to do better from this set piece. He takes the corner. It's a good one, and it's towards Price, and Wardle gets a shot, but it's blocked. Wardle back to Price. Now Weir takes it on, and it's blocked again by Keto. And this ball forward to Donaldson. It's only Donaldson and Barragan back. Barragan hits the deck, and Donaldson uses all of his experience to surely win the free kick, and the referee does blow his whistle in the end. And very good centre forward play by Donaldson, who's isolated up on his own. It's won his side a free kick.
Yeah, as you say, Tom, he knew he didn't have any options up with him. He was the only one there, and maybe didn't have that yard of pace that he did once upon a time. Just held the ball up well, used his strength, and won his side a free kick.
Was a certain free kick, but I'm surprised to see the yellow card go Luke Clark's way. First booking of the evening. Gainsborough 35 or so yards out for this free kick. Not in a bad area. Would be a speculative effort to do go for goal. Clark. I think it's going to be Jack Deitch over this one. Hit towards the back post. Wardle wins the header. Cleared again by Barragan. Towards Evans, who loses out to West. Keto now will look to play forward and goes line to Donaldson. Donaldson challenged by Barragan. Barragan, a cute pass to Charlie Doyle, who has to go back. The ball going all the way to Bailey Passant. Passant, a strange ball forward, is headed in there by Shrimpton, but luckily for Marine, Gainsborough didn't have any players breaking there.
Yeah, got away with one there. Bailey Passant tried to play a sort of diagonal, very flat. Almost got caught out.
Wardle's ball forward, challenged by Price, but just can't quite get a hold of the ball there. Keto goes down the line, and Spittle nicely hit back to Passant, who is under a bit of pressure. Not the greatest kick again from the goalkeeper, as Charlie Doyle loses out, but it's back to his feet to get a hold of the ball and just calm it down a bit at the back for Marine. A bit frantic. Spittle looks for a crossfield pass to Solomon, maybe a little bit unnecessarily, and it's gone all the way out for a Gainsborough throw-in. Just think Marine try and get a bit more of a hold of possession. A few forward balls not working out. Mosquitoes throwing, looking for Donaldson, who wins the header. Challenged by Wardle and Solomon with another ball forward, with Price not expecting that, and the ball easily taken by Yates.
Yeah, I think they just need to be a bit more patient when they are in possession, Marine. Maybe they're just trying to get it forward too quickly at the moment, instead of enjoying a foot on the ball and getting their forward players more involved. All of them want to get the ball down and play.
I think it's both sides, though. We've just seen a ball forward by Cogill for Gainsborough, just run all the way out for a goal kick. And Passant will hit this one long. It's a better kick this time. Looking for Doyle, who lets it bounce and winning there by Wright. Challenged by Doyle, back to Clark, who goes back to Spittle. Plays the ball forward, winning there by Cogill. Gainsborough come away with it with Duros, who's under pressure from Barragan. Back to his full-back, Kiko. He skips past Solomon, but his ball is intercepted by Alex Doyle, but only to their captain, Andrew Wright. But the visitors give the ball away cheaply again, and Marino look to break quickly with the ball through to Freddie Price. Just a little bit too much on the pass. I think Alex Doyle just acknowledging his pass, had a little bit too much on that one. There's a ball forward looking for Donaldson now, and he takes it well and does get a strike off, but it's a tame effort in the end and easily gathered by Passant.
Yeah, that's the ball though. Forward to Price down the right wing. Made a few good runs in the first half so far. Keep trying it. We'll get that ball right eventually.
Spittle now under no real pressure. Charlie Doyle's ball forward is a poor one, and neither side getting a foothold of possession here. The ball is back to Passant now. Passant's ball forward, looking for Evans, who doesn't win it this time, and Price is there to gather the pieces. Plays it back to Clark, now to Weir. Poor pass in there, but Spittle is able to gather, and ball now to Wardle now. Barragan looking down the line, but doesn't really have an option, so it's back to Wardle. Gainsborough just keeping their shape at the back, limiting Marine to options, and another misplaced pass at the back will grant the visitors a throw-in on the halfway line.
Needs a few more players showing for him though in that situation, Wardle. I mean, when the players are just sort of backing off like that, it just leaves him with either a square ball to his left back or the long ball over the top. He needs players dropping in.
Nice touch by Evans. Solomon, Weir that time, couldn't quite get the pass, and Gainsborough come away with it again. Ball towards Deitch. Challenging there by Clark, who is on a booking and gives away the free kick. A bit needlessly there. There'll be nothing more, and a free kick for Gainsborough on the halfway line.
Yeah, I think it's a definite foul. He knew what he was doing there, just breaking up the game. Good foul in a way.
Switcher play by Cogill. Looking for Duros, who goes up with Barragan. But Marine inside with the throw-in. Game just lacking a little bit of quality, a little bit of intent that we've seen in past games. Spittle's ball forward is won by West. Clark now, and the pass looked not to be the best, but has held up for Price, who's challenged well in there by Joe West.
Yeah, it's good defended in the end there, West. It's held him up after a little step over from Price, wasn't fooled by it.
It's coming up to half an hour of play at the MTA. Remains Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. Not much goal action to note in these first half. A throw-in, it's definite foul throw by Luke Clark.
I think that just about sums it up, Tom.
Absolutely. You can see what he's trying to do, but the referee's always going to blow up for that one, and it's a cheap giveaway possession once more. Now, ball back to Yates. Evans putting the yards in once more, but it's hit firmly forward by Collins, looking for Donaldson. Ball runs for Deitch now. Challenged by Alex Doyle, and Marine give it away again. Here's Shrimpton out to Quito. Under pressure from Solomon, but just couldn't quite get a foot in there. He's gone holding his face, I think, Solomon, but the game's going on, and Quito running at Barragan, who stands firm again. Solomon is alright as he's on the ball now, but pulled back in there. I think it was Shrimpton just breaking up the play, but Marine get things back underway swiftly, and Price comes inside looking for an option. Plays it to Barragan. Barragan now into Evans, who takes it nicely but has to give it back to his fullback. Barragan, ball forward now. Goalkeeper thinks about coming forward and does in the end, as it's a bit too much pace for Evans, that one. And Kogel now. Marine are stepping up the press in the front end. Can't quite get close enough to the Gainsborough players as the ball's towards Donaldson, who I think he's kept it in on that far side. He's done really well, Donaldson. Couldn't quite get the pass in, and it's hit out for a throw for the visitors, deep inside the Marine half. Or
that was a strange clearance from Spittle. I think Wardle did really well to hold off the challenge from Donaldson after he tried to get down the line. It looks like he might have taken a deflection, actually. It's a Marine throw-in.
yeah, it will be Barragan instead with the throw-in. It's run all the way to Collins. Barragan again, clattering that one out of play. Will be a throw-in this time for Gainsborough. Throw-in back to Kogel. Looking for that long ball to Deitch, as he has done a few times in this first half, but Deitch is called offside. Just one other game in the NPL this evening. It's Whitby Town versus Bamber Bridge, and Whitby struggling at the wrong end of the table, are 2-0 up. Does remain 0-0 in this one. This passing hits it forward, not really a man to hit in those forward areas for Marine. I don't think they've won one header in that forward end, but they do come away with the ball, but the referee penalises Alex Doyle for a free kick. You do think with this front three setup that long balls aren't going to be the answer to breaking down this Gainsborough defence?
No, I agree. I think all three of them just want to get the ball on the deck, want to play it quickly. They've all got a yard of pace about them. I think the long ball, none of them really the most imposing figure. You just want to get the ball into their feet, let them run with it.
Ball forward. He's going to run all the way that one into the hands of Bailey Passon. Seen that a lot in this opening 32 minutes here. But Marine come with the ball is Spittle. Under no real pressure, and the long ball forward again towards Evans. He is pushed in the back this time by Cody Collins, and Marine have a free kick in a good area just outside Gainsborough's box. Bit of a needless one, you have to say, by the defender, with the ball looking to run all the way out of play.
Yep. I think a little bit rash from Kogel there, but you take those from a Marine perspective. Unexpected chance to get a ball in the box.
Lucas Weir looks to be going to be whipping this one in instead of Price, who is around the ball.
Just wonder if Weir could maybe aim for this far corner.
Certainly a bit of space. Weir does take on the shot, and it's straight into the hands of Yates, who did fumble it just a little bit, but Solomon couldn't react to it. But Marine come away with the ball. Weir played it back to Wardle. Not a bad idea by Weir on the free kick with the slippy surface. Just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, just a little bit too straight, not far enough to the corner. If it was a yard or two further to the goalkeeper's right, he might have been struggling.
Barricade now has time to drive forward and looking for a pass. In there was Solomon, who takes it well and looking to play Price in behind, but his pass is cut out. But can Marine come away with it again? Just past Connor Evans. Some of these second balls aren't falling in Marine's favour as Clark wins that header. Price now under the challenge of West, who does well once more. Cogill to West now, looking for a forward ball for Donaldson. Wardle does well again, but Doyle's pass is intercepted by Waldock. Waldock puts the cross in towards the back post, and Marine eventually get it clear. Not too sure what was going on at the back there, but they got away with one there, the Mariners, and Gainsborough still poses the threat here with Quito. Ball forward by Collins, won by Doyle, but eventually the Mariners get the ball back under the grasp, and Evans loses it. Duro's challenged by Alex Doyle, and Gainsborough have a throw in inside the Marine half, but got away with one there, Marine.
Yeah, it's hesitant defending, to be honest. Got away with one. Good ball in towards the back post. Couldn't quite see from this angle. Looked like it might have been sneaking in, and then even from the clearance, they were a little bit slow to react and eventually managed to clear the lines.
A few injuries already on the tally for Marine at the moment, and could be added another one to that list as Freddie Price has hit the deck here, having some treatment.
Yep, not what you want to see here. Freddie Price down. Obviously got his first goal for the club on Saturday. Been one of the brighter sparks tonight.
I'm just looking at the bench. It does look like a man is getting ready. I think that man could be Hayden Campbell. Not sure Price will be able to carry on here.
That's a shame. He's been one of the more lively players so far down that right hand side. You just hope it's nothing too serious.
Well, Solomon Davis had to be taken off nearing the final whistle on Saturday. Price looks like he won't last this first half. It will be Hayden Campbell, Marine's top goal scorer, to replace him. So Campbell just going.
On the flip side, Tom, you can say that just highlights Marine's strength in depth that they've got. The fact that they can bring a player such as Hayden Campbell onto the pitch, they have a top goal scorer. You know how dangerous he can be.
It is a strong bench tonight, isn't it? With Lucard and Andy Scaresbury on there with Chat Dunn, Jordan Lussey and Sean Smith. Very strong bench this evening. There is Solomon now, breaking forward. Nice touch, and he skips past the challenge. Plays it wide to Charlie Doyle now. He has to play it back to Clark, not with the best pass, but Marine's still with the ball. Spittle now into Alex Doyle. Out to Barragan. Looking for Weir, who's first time passing to Solomon, but he plays it back to Barragan again. Looking for that ball down the line, but has to come inside and it's cut out by Shrimpton. And now Waldock plays it to right, and the ball with West, who hooks one down the line, but it's cut out by Luke Clark. Alex Doyle under a bit of pressure, but calmly lays it back to the full-back, and Evans now takes it well, and his trip to Cameroon maximise the advantage here with the ball forward to Campbell. His first touch since coming on. He's been forced out wide, Campbell, and challenged, but he does win a throw for the home side.
Yes, good ball from Solomon. Thought the referee was just going to pull it back for a free kick on Evans, but good ball over the top looking for Campbell. First involvement of the match.
Luke Clark has the ball under his shirt. I think he'll take a long one into the box here. And he does. It's hit towards Evans, that cleared in there by Wright. Only as far as Spittle, who's had it. It's the air and it's headed back, but Cogill clears his lines again. Deitch in there with the header and well brought down by Weir. But he's under the challenge, and Gainsborough under a bit of pressure here, and Yates will have to clear swiftly. It does, and now Donaldson looks to be brought to the floor by Spittle, but the referee plays on.
Yeah, went down a bit easily for me there, Donaldson. He's held the ball up well so far tonight, but it's a little bit soft there.
Marine come away with it regardless, with Spittle looking for that run of Evans. He's made some nice runs in this game, and he gets on the end of this one. Under pressure from two men in grey, and the referee gave a foul on Evans. Didn't look like the linesman did.
Yeah, I thought that was a correct decision, to be honest. A little bit of angst in the crowd, but that's a bit of a swing of a leg from Evans and a trip.
Possibly a bit of frustration. First time he's got on the end of one of those balls in behind. It's taken short to Collins. Collins, a little ball looking for his full-back. Barragan collects it, but it's ran straight out to play. Couldn't quite keep the ball in, and Gainsborough have a throw-in. 5 minutes left of the first half. Remains goalless at the Marine Travel Arena. Throw-in taken in by Quito, and taken in, and cross comes in, and Deitch got his head to that one, but was never trouble in passing.
Yeah, I think it's a similar tale for both sides in this first half. Just lacking a little bit of quality in and around the penalty area. That final ball into the box, we can see plenty of good play in the non-threatening areas in terms of passing it round, but when it comes to the business end of a pitch, a little bit lacking for both sides.
Spittle finds the head of Evans, but it's cleared away. Collected in there by Clark, but loses out, and Waldock now is coming forward for Gainsborough. His ball in behind for Rose is challenged well by Barragan, but Rose got the ball back, couldn't quite claim it. Gainsborough still with the ball here, and the shot comes in. It was Jack Deitch again, straight into the hands of Passant.
Good play there from Rose, cutting in on his left foot. Just about did enough to scramble the ball away from him before he could get his shot away.
Visitors finishing the stronger in this first half. There's seen little quality between the sides. There's Barragan under a bit of pressure, but Marine come away with the ball now. Ball forward, cut out by Cogill. Headed for by Barragan, and Wright's in there for Gainsborough. Quito now will hook it forward. Quito again, playing to the feet of Donaldson, and it's been caught offside, according to the linesman on that far side.
One thing I would say, since Campbell came on, he looks to be playing it slightly more narrower than Freddie Price was. Price was really stretching the play, Campbell wants to play in those more central areas where he's more effective.
Curled ball forward by Barragan, looks to be a good one, and Weir does well to keep it in. Solomon puts it in and played forward, and Barragan wins the header. Spittle goes all the way back to Passant. Passant looking for Evans, but Wright wins the header as he has done the majority of this game, but it's cut out by Campbell. He looks to chip the keeper. Bit of a strange decision in the end, as Marine looked to be breaking there, and he was easily caught in the end by Yates. You can see what he's trying to do there, Hayden Campbell. He's already scored 1 chip this season.
Yeah, you always look a little bit daft when the keeper just walks back and gathers it easily in the end, but it's a nice idea. The keeper wasn't really far enough out for Campbell to pull it off.
Long ball forward by Passant is a long one, and it's found the feet of Solomon. Campbell now. Evans' pass looking to return it to Solomon, is cut out, but Marine building a little bit of pressure in these closing stages of the first half. Gainsborough with a man down, but Mariners playing on, but the ball does head out of play regardless.
He doesn't look happy. Kogel. Tried to get back to his feet there, but it looked like his ankle might be gone.
Dylan Kogel, who's been superb in this first half. And just a 1 minute of added time. Could go on for a little bit longer as Kogel is receiving treatment.
I think this might be the end of his night, Tom. Really doesn't look happy. Scrunched his face up when he tried to get back to his feet.
We've already seen Freddie Price limp off with an injury after half an hour. Could be another early substitution in this game. Neither side causing too many problems in attacking areas. Freddie Price, when he was on the pitch, put a dangerous cross into the box. Missed 2 sliding players, but no real saves that Matt Yates has had to make.
No, I think that's one of the problems. They just need to test the keeper a little bit more. Like you say, he's not really made a save. He had that one from the free kick, which he gathered fairly comfortably in the end. But also, they just need to cut out these long balls if they can. They need to get the ball into the feet of Solomon and Campbell. They both want to run with the ball. If they can just get them on the half turn and give them a bit of space to run into.
It is tough when Gainsborough have held such a solid line back there and have sat off and absorbed the pressure.
Yeah, I agree. I've been really impressed with Cody Collins in particular, the number 5 for Gainsborough Trinity. I think he's been an absolute rock at the back.
Game back underway here with Barragan. He's been forced back to Wardle. I think Kogel has come back onto the pitch after looking like his night was over. He's going to carry on in this first half.
Still doesn't look comfortable, Tom. He's not running with any freedom. I think he's just trying to see out the half.
Ball forward by Barragan, looking for Lucas Weir. That's going to run all the way out for the Gainsborough goal kick. Only the 4 substitutes named for Gainsborough this evening, so like you said, they might just be holding off on this substitute and assess him at half time. The goal kick here for Yates. Looks to be the last bit of play of the half. Yates hits the ball forward and challenging there by Deitch. Hit forward by Clark, and no whistle just yet as Alex Doyle now. Back to Barragan. The ball forward looking for Solomon is deflected to Evans, who can't quite get a hold of the ball, and there is the half-time whistle. Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. A game Not too many chances to note, but both sides still in this game. You can join us in 15 minutes for the second 45 minutes, and we'll see how the game pans out. So join us again in 15 minutes. Welcome back to the Marine Travel Arena for our Tuesday evening league match hosting Gainsborough Trinity. Luke, not much action in that first half, not many chances on goal. What would be your assessment?
No, like you say, not a very lively first half, lacking a bit of quality from both sides, to be fair. Both sides defending very well. Obviously both got very good defensive records. Shame to lose Freddie Price to injury. Hayden Campbell coming on, looking lively, looking to get on the ball. I would say for Marine in the second half, we just need to look to keep the ball on the deck a bit more rather than playing these long balls over the top, because their two centre-backs are just dealing with it 9 times out of 10. So I think the route to goal is good football on the floor, and then hopefully we can get some shots on goal.
Yeah, you mentioned there Hayden Campbell was substitute in the first half for the Mariners. Sean Smith, Jordan Lussey, Jack Dunn and the new signing Andy Scaresbrick also on the bench. I think the two I mentioned at the end there could have a part to play in this second 45. Does look like there'll be a change at the interval for Gainsborough. Towards the end of the half, it did look like Dylan Koger was struggling with an ankle injury.
Yeah, that'll be a blow. That'll be a blow for Gainsborough, because both their centre backs were very solid in that first half. Not what they would wanted, but let's see if Marine can make it pay.
Yeah, very difficult side to break down. Gainsborough Trinity. We saw that in the first half. The likes of Sol Solomon, Hayden Campbell, Freddie Price struggling to find an opening. Just waiting to see who the man to replace Kogel will be, assuming it is Kogel leaving the field. I think it could be Hayden Kant. We're just waiting for the officials to come out here. We've got 22 players on the pitch without a referee. Gainsborough Trinity are unbeaten away from home this season, and they've shown why in that first 45 minutes, as the officials do eventually come out on their half time.
Not very often the second half's delayed because of a lack of referee, but here we are.
It will get things back underway very soon. Still waiting for that substitute.
I think it is with number 12 on the board.
Yeah, Hayden Kant looking to step in alongside Collins, who was super in that first half as well. So just confirming that Dylan Kogill, expected injury, has been replaced by Hayden Kant. Just a quick run through of the Marine team coming into the second half. It's Bailey Passon, Luke Clark, James Barrigan, Alex Doyle, Josh Wardle, Johnny Spittle, Lucas Weir, Charlie Doyle, Connor Evans, Sol Solomon and Hayden Campbell, who replaced Freddie Price. Just after half an hour played, and the game is resumed here at the MTA as the ball at the back of Gainsborough's defence is hit forward. Challenging there by Josh Wardle. Won now by Solomon. Solomon takes it down but is dispossessed. And Quito comes away with the ball for Gainsborough. Looking for his winger, but it's cut out by Barrigan. Alex Doyle in there, can't win the ball, and a foul has been given from Doyle on, it's Liam Waldock, who's on the floor.
So one for Wardle there, having the ball blasted at him in the cold Tuesday night.
sure he'll be feeling that one right about now as he's holding his left foot.
I think everyone who's played football can relate to that one.
Alex Doyle was penalised for the free kick. It was looks to be a bit worse off from the challenge. Just getting back to his feet now, walking with a limp. Already an injury for both sides. Hoping to not see many more, but he will carry on. Here's a free kick. He's sent forward, looking for Donaldson, and Passant's a bit hesitant getting it off his line, but deals with the danger in the end. I think a bit of a lack of communication back there with Johnny Spittle.
Got away with one a little bit there. Passant, bit of a mix-up between him and Spittle, but still goalless.
Dealt with the danger in the end, and Marine have a throw in now with Luke Clark inside Gainsborough's half and flicked on by Campbell. Ball was with it. Evans now, and he cuts the ball in and can't find a white shirt in the box, and now Gainsborough will break with Rose. He's got a lot of space to run into. Good tracking back by Lucas Weir there just to hold him up, and he has to play it back to Quito. Quito, ball forward is brought down by Barragan, and Rose gets the better of it, and Rose has a chance to cut it back, and Doyle with a great challenge in there to stop Waldrop getting the ball. Actually ended up on target and passing that to get down to prevent the own goal, and Alex Doyle there. And Alex Doyle still feeling the effects of that challenge a few minutes ago.
I think this could be Alex Doyle over for the night. He punched the ground, looks frustrated.
Well, he's not the only player who's hit the deck.
Is that Joe West?
Yeah, he's had a great first half, Joe West. Very impressive. He's also hit the deck, and it's a game that's been overridden with injuries, and I think both sides will make the changes. Alex Doyle, who's struggled to become a regular of Neil Young's side this season, as his night ended early. I think Jordan Lussey will step in for him. It will be Jordan Lussey stepping on for Alex Doyle. And I think Gainsborough also making a change. It is Joe West, who's being replaced by Board's holding up number 17, but they haven't named a number 17 in the lineup. Apparently so, because I can see a player with 17 on the back.
Substitution for Gainsborough, placing number 3 Joe West. It's number 17 who is not named on the sheet.
That's not too sure who the suspect is who's come onto the pitch at left back. But a player has come on regardless, and I can tell you for a fact it is Jordan Lussey who's come on for Marine.
Is number 15 Jordan Lussey.
It's a shame for Alex Doyle. Had his night cut short. He's putting a solid performance in the middle of the pitch. He's had his injury troubles.
Just confirming that unnamed player, I think is Harry Lewis. Coming on for Joe West as Spittle hits the ball forward looking for Evans, and Evans gets hold of it this time. He's fouled Evans on that just off the touchline and gets inside a free kick in a crossing area for Marine.
Yeah, it's better from Evans running into that channel and make himself available. Saw in the first half unsuccessful with a lot of these long balls forward. See if he can make something from his free kick now. Good position.
Well, Jordan Lussey has just come onto the pitch, and I think it's Luke Clark and Lucas Weir are the players who are on the ball. Clark just walking away. The game still looking for its first goal as Lucas Weir puts in a wicked cross, and it's cleared in the end, but the ball does find the feet of Weir once more. Plays a 1-2 with Clark, looking to come in on that left foot and plays another good ball, and the header comes in. I think it might have been Hayden Campbell who got his head to the ball, and well saved in the end by Matt Yates, but I think that's Marine's first shot on goal in this game.
Yep, better ball in from Weir on the second attempt. Just lacked a little bit of direction, the header from Campbell, but he did well to stoop and make a connection with it.
Now here's Barragan, forward for Weir, whose danger's been cut out, and Weir's gone clattering into that border on the far side. A game that's been overridden by injuries so far, and just got to hope Lucas Weir hasn't felt the full force of that one. Bit of concern as the white shirts approaches the referee. If you're just joining us in the second half, coming up to 52 minutes played, Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. As Lucas Weir had a little bit of discomfort on that far side, but just wondering if Marine might have to make their third final change of the evening. The player, I think it's Jack Dunn, who's just been sent out to warm up, just in case. Physio coming on to see the extent of the injury on Weir.
Interesting to see Jack Dunn warming up and not new signing Andy Scaresbrick. I'm sure Neil Young would have liked to give his new signing a run out, but obviously a couple of enforced injuries might have changed those plans.
Yeah, I think.
Enforced substitution, sorry.
Yeah, both managers have had to maximise their substitutes this evening. 2 injuries going off for both sides. Lucas Weir still on the floor, but he's just getting back to his feet a bit. Not too sure if he will carry on in this game. He certainly had a better performance, Lucas Weir, tonight than we've seen in recent weeks. He's kept his spot from the weekend. It would be a shame to see him go.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Weir today. He's looked lively on the ball. He's looked to play some decent balls into the channels and put a couple of decent crosses in. Would be a shame to lose him as well, of course.
He's back to his feet and off the pitch on that far side. You think we'll at least give it a go to carry on in this game. But Marine have a free kick regardless, and I think that's Jordan Lussey who swings one in. It's a very good cross in, and it's skipped all the way, and I think a few appeals possibly for a penalty, but the ball runs out for a corner instead.
Absolutely wicked ball in from Lussey there. Lots of pace behind it. Could have gone anywhere.
Still a few complaints with players in white shirt, but I think mentioned Neil Young might have wanted to use Andy Scaresbrick today. It does look like he's put on his shirt and is ready to come on. In fact, just getting some final few words from the coaching staff. Can the new man make a difference here? Is it still 0-0 in this league fixture? So a third injury for Marine, Lucas Weir.
Coming on to make his debut, number 16, Andy Scaresbrick.
Lucas Weir makes way, and Scaresbrick has his chance to show the MTA what he's about. Heard a lot of good things from his time at Warrington Rylands, and now can he make a difference? The corner comes in towards the back post and goes everyone in the end, and it's gathered by Luke Clark. Clark turns and puts a cross in, and it's away up. Pass out now to Solomon. Puts a cross in, and it's not a bad one, but goalkeeper Matt Yates did well to deal with the danger. Looks to break quickly here, and a fantastic ball forward to Donaldson, who needs a few options here. Has to go back to Quito. Quito goes past Campbell and ball forward to Durose. Durose can't quite keep the ball in play, and Marine come away with a throw in. Barragan gives Lussey a 1-2 and the ball out to Spittle. But a bit of time on the ball here, Spittle. He likes the crossfield pass. He's hit one there, but it's comfortably cut out by Keto, who's in a solid game and a big challenge in there. And Keto with the new man Scarisbrick. But Gainsborough come away with the ball. Hit forward by Collins, looking for Duros. Good header by Barragan just to keep Duros off his back, and Gainsborough with the throw in.
Looks like a like-for-like change in the midfield with Scarisbrick just taking up that left centre midfield position that Weir was occupying. Seeing already what it can be about. Big strong challenge in the centre of the pitch.
Gainsborough having a nice spell of possession, but a ball forward is cut out by Clark, but the visitors come away with it again. Here's Shrimpton. Closed down, but keeps the ball, and here's Harry Lewis now. Ball played all the way back to Yates, and he has to clear forward, and I think Barragan will let this one run all the way out for a throw-in. As we approach the hour mark, it still remains 0-0. I think both sides will be looking to take all 3 points rather than just the one this evening. As the away side come away with it again. Ball forward, headed away by Spittle, and Scarisbrick couldn't quite earn a flick on, and Duros now running at Barragan. Barragan defends well, and I think the last touch has come off Duros, and the linesman agrees. The pass will have a goal kick here.
Good defending from Barragan there.
He's had a solid game in a pretty unnatural position. Barragan, who prefers to play in the middle of the park, but he's doing his shift for the team this evening. Evans again can't quite get hold of that ball, and Duros keeps it in, and right ball forward now. One in there by Lussey. Clark, he's hit the deck, but he did look to impede Jack Deitch, and Deitch wins Gainsborough a free kick, but Luke Clark still on the deck. And if Clark is alright, but you'd hate to see another injury. Play the last half an hour a man down.
I think it was a little bit harsh on Clark there. Not really anywhere he could go, but I suppose he did impede the run, but it was more a case of him being ran into.
Ball forward by Collins was all the way back to Passant, the Marine goal, and he'll roll it out to his left to Josh Wardle. Barragan now knocks it forward, but there's not really a player there to hit. And Gainsborough come away with it again, and a lovely switch of play by goalkeeper Yates, but the ball not controlled by Lewis. And Marine take the throw in quickly. Charlie Doyle. Ball forward isn't a great one. Can he claim it again? Can't, but Luke Clark can. Clark, nice ball into Campbell. Campbell turns. Campbell lines up a shot and skids away to the goalkeeper's right. Yates didn't really make a movement in the ball, implying he's never really threatening his goal. But it's better from Hayden Campbell.
Yeah, that's where he wants to pick the ball up, about 20 to 25 yards from goal. Had a bit of space to turn into and try his luck. Just wide on this occasion, but getting closer.
Goal kick taken short. Hayden can go away with it, and now right. Switch of play towards Lewis, who challenges well with Clark, but Lussey's underneath this one, and forward to Charlie Doyle, who wins the header. Hayden Campbell under a bit of pressure, plays it back to Spittle, but the referee deemed no advantage, and Marine will have a free kick. As we have hit the hour mark at the Marine Travel Arena, still Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. If Marine win by a 2-goal difference tonight, we would claim top place in the league for at least a few days. Clark forward of the free kick, looks for Wardle, who does connect with the ball but skids away for a goal kick. Marine using all three of their substitutes. The away side, still one remaining. Clark wins the header, but it's out for a throw-in. Donaldson leaves it for Harry Lewis, who's just assessing his options. Hasn't got many at the moment, but looks to find Waldock. Back to Lewis. Challenging there by Lussey, who Scaresbrick takes hold of the ball and wins a free kick.
Good feet in there from Scaresbrick to skip away from a challenge, win the free kick.
Passing goes quick on this one, looking for Evans, and not too sure what he's thinking there, because Evans hasn't won one header tonight, so he wasn't going to win that one against the big unit of Hayden Can. It is Keto driving forward, shrugs off the challenge and puts a great cross in, and it's a heavy, heavy challenge on Keto, and I think it's Solomon, and a bit of a needless one, you have to say. You can see Solomon trying to block the cross, and Keto will certainly have to have a trip to the physio here.
Yeah, it's not a good challenge from Solomon, that one. He's had a very good evening. Prosper Keto at right back for Gainsborough Trinity, getting up and down the right flank. For his sake, let's hope it's not the end of his night.
Oh,
Solomon, rightly so, going to receive a card from the referee.
Not when you want to see when 5 players have already left the pitch through injuries. So you do hope Prosper Keto will be all right here. Sol Solomon claims a yellow card for the challenge, rightly so, by the referee. But a free kick in a good area for Gainsborough Trinity, as Keto does return to his feet and looks to be okay to carry on. We're just looking for a ball here. So we'll definitely need that to restart the game here. Keto does return to the pitch. So I think it is Rose who's going to whip this set piece into the box. Got some big units in there, Gainsborough. Certainly could threaten here. Rose steadies himself and whips it in, and it's gone all the way to the edge of the box, and Wardle does really well to stay with Donaldson, clears the ball out for a corner.
Yeah, it's good clearance in the end there, Tom. It's an awkward ball into the box. It was just bouncing when Wardle made connection with it. Could have easily skidded off his boot and into the back of the net, but behind for a corner it goes.
Had to stay tight with the man who's wearing the number 9. Yes, scored 9 this season. Look to add double figures to his tally in this game as a corner now that Rose will take. Corner comes in and headed in there by Donaldson, and I think the ball ricochets and eventually cleared by Barragan. Can Marine break now though? Campbell challenge in there, and a ball hits the centre of the pitch. Good header in there by Johnny Spittle. I think right with the header there, and it was Finlay Shrimpton, and the referees awarded a free kick in Marine's favour.
There was a vital touch in there from that corner when Donaldson went up. He met the ball first, but Wardle was close to him. Stopped the ball gaining any momentum, stopped it dead in fact. If not for that touch, then Marine could have been a goal down.
I think it is Shrimpton who's been booked for that challenge. But as you mentioned there, Josh Wardle played every game this season. He's been absolutely immense at the back for Marine. Yeah, defended really well there to keep out Donaldson. But the Gainsborough player has hit the deck once more here, and the physio's coming on. He's done a lot of running tonight, that physio. I'm just not too sure who's at the deck. It might have been the man who's just been booked, Finlay Shrimpton. He's received some treatment on his right ankle anyway, and definitely not what the game needs. Already an influx of injuries.
Yeah, you never like to see players go down with injury, and unfortunately, we've had 5 substitutions, all been enforced by an injury. Hopefully we don't get another one.
No, it is Liam Waldock, in fact, who hit the deck, but he's returned to his feet, and I think he should be able to carry on. The referee and the physio just sorting things out. And Passant looking to get the game back underway from the free kick. Hit forward looking for James Barrigan. Barrigan wins well, and now it's Solomon. Solomon taking on Quito. He skips past him, Solomon. He puts the ball in, and it's just got a little bit too much pace on it. Cleared at the end really well by, I think it might have been Hayden Cant. It's brilliant play by Sol Solomon. Marine still looking to pose a threat here with a ball in from Spittle and a challenge in. It's gone in, but has the referee already blew for the foul? I think he has, as he's pulled it back here for the free kick on the edge of the box. Marine did find the back of the net, but the referee is suggesting that he's already blown the whistle, Luke.
It's straight on the whistle there, the referee. If they'd just played advantage for another second or two, Marine would be a goal ahead. So unlucky for Marine. But good play before that from Barrigan. Headed it on for Sol Solomon. Did well to skip round his man and fire a dangerous ball into the box, but
it's the first time the ball has hit the back of the net this evening. Not too sure who found it, but it's not going to matter anyway. But Marine will still have a free kick regardless, in a good area, possibly a little bit too close. We want the ball.
It looks to favour a left footer as well, but it looks like it's going to be Luke Clark and Hayden Campbell. And Campbell looks to have left it for Clark. I'm surprised to not see James Barrigan stood over this one.
Definitely. It's only Luke Clark behind the ball, and the referee has blown his whistle. And can Clark do something here? He takes a free kick and it's blocked by the wall, and it comes back to Clark, and a great challenge in there. Block, in fact, by captain Andrew Wright. So Marine can't capitalise on the free kick.
Yeah, as you said, Tom, it was a little bit too close to really get it up and down. It's very difficult from that sort of range. Smash it straight into the wall.
Long throw now by Clark. Flicked on by Spittle and headed away, and a challenge comes in. A shot, in fact, by Spittle is blocked once more. Some solid defending by the away side as Barrigan lofts the ball in, and goalkeeper spills it, and there's some calamity in the box. And can the ball find the back of the net? It can't. And I think the goalkeeper's down. He spilt the ball on a very lofty cross from far out by James Barrigan. Gainsborough defend Marine off once more.
Well, it's much better from the Marine last 5 minutes or so. Extra spring in a step.
Just over 20 minutes left of the normal time as Durose is posing the threat here, and can he get a shot off, blocked by Wardle and helped on by Scarisbrick. Still have the ball though, Gainsborough. Is Quito. Stripton, and it's cut out by Barrigan, who's done well so far in this game. Still remains Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 0. There's a flick on by Darch, finds Donaldson. Donaldson lays the ball off, and I think a shot coming in, but it's come to Durose at the back post and blocked by Spittle. You would have thought Liam Waldock could have taken a shot on, but decided to go for the extra pass for a tighter angle. And Marine struggling a little bit now, but good interception, and Luke Clark comes away with the ball. His pass is found Hayden Campbell, who's clipped in the back by Andrew Wright, and Marine have a free kick but survived a little bit of pressure there.
Yep, best move of the game for Gainsborough Trinity there. Good hold-up play once again from Clayton Donaldson. Lays it into Waldock, out wide with DeRose, but As he cut back onto his left foot, closed down well.
Luke Clark over this free kick again. Don't think he'll be shooting this time, and lofts one in towards the back post, headed away. And great challenge in there, but Rose comes away with it. And here's Donaldson taking on Barragan, and he skipped past the fullback and plays the ball out wide for Waldock. Gainsborough building some pressure here with Waldock. Back to Shrimpton, who plays it out wide to Quito, and that ball might just stay in play by Quito, who does well. Takes on Barragan, and ball hits Barragan's shin and deflects off and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, great pace shown there from Prosper Quito to keep it in on the byline. Looked to maybe tap it through the legs of Barragan, but he stood his ground.
I think Prosper Quito has done so well in this game. On the flip side, shows how much Marine have been missing the likes of Joe Ferguson and Josh Solomon-Davis in this game. There's a ball forward by Spittle, runs all the way to Matt Yates. The goalkeeper rolls it out to Cad, who hits a long ball, and will that stay in play? I think it does, and Deitch does really well to keep it in, but the linesman in fact does say the ball has gone out of play, to the unhappiness of the away side's dugout. Not too sure he saw it from that far out.
Looked a close one, could have gone either way.
It's gone in the home side's favour. The referee's just postponing things for a moment here.
A little bit pedantic from the referee there, as he's made Clark go about a yard further back.
The kick's taken regardless, and a bit of pressure now on Passant and then Wardle, but the captain clears only as far as Collins. Ball forward, and it's Rose who has a chance, and he scores! It's a great ball from Liam Waldock, who found Curtis Rose, and a lovely outside the boot finish. A bit of pressure in a few recent moments by Gainsborough, and they found the back of the net this time, and it's Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 1. Brilliant finish there, Luke.
Yeah, it all came from Marine giving the ball away at the back. A little bit of pressure put on the Passant. Wardle, not the best clearance from him. They attack down the right hand side. James Barragan isolated. It's a good finish in the end from DeRose.
Yeah, it was a nice pass in behind by Waldock. It's the first time either defence has been broken. It's a fantastic finish with the outside of his boot by DeRose in the 74th minute.
Frustrating because Marine had just started to tip the match in their favour. Had a bit of a goalmouth scramble about 5 minutes ago. Good work from Solomon down the left as well, and had the ball in the back of net, of course, if not for the referee's whistle about a second earlier. It's frustrating.
I did say I expect both teams to look for that winner in a game that is there for the taking. And I think a free kick has been given. A foul by Hayden Campbell. I wasn't too happy with the linesman, but a free kick given regardless. So Marine with all the work to do in this last 15 minutes.
They've got the goal threat on the pitch, which is encouraging for Marine. Of course, Campbell, Solomon, Scarsbrick now in midfield as well.
Not too many times in recent games where Marine have got a goal down. I think, just jogging my memory, FC United might be the last time the Mariners got a goal down in a game. A few weeks back now.
Yep, used to being in winning positions.
They definitely have the capability to get back in this game, as Barragan, his clearance isn't the best one and he has to deal with it again. Touching there by Scaresbrick, but Gainsborough still with the ball. It is Shrimpton, he can't get hold of the ball, and Barragan clears again. Hooked forward by Lewis. Headed in there by Jordan Lussey, and challenged in there by Gainsborough. Still putting some pressure on Barragan here. DeRose, the goal scorer. has to settle for a throw-in.
Yeah, they've just struggled to get the ball out of the minute, Marine. They look to have been shook by that goal. Giving the ball away again here.
Well, they're breaking again here with Waldock. Waldock couldn't get hold of the ball, and right now, charging forward. Challenged by Barragan. But only for a throw-in on the halfway line. Marine 0. Gainsborough Trinity 0. 1, sorry. The goal being scored by Curtis Durose. Ball forward by Yates. Wardle heads in, and Solomon now finds Campbell, who comes away from Can, but Can does well to put a challenge in, and Durose puts a little flick past Barragan, who he's got the better of in these last couple of minutes. Clark's ball isn't a great one, and cut out by Wright, the captain. But Wright's able to come forward now under no pressure. Still with the ball, Wright finds Waldock. Shrimpton goes back to Quito. Collins under a bit of pressure by Evans, who his name I haven't mentioned for a good few minutes, and here's Donaldson coming forward now. Hit the deck, Donaldson, but the referee plays on. Clark looks to play in. Connor Evans quick, but goalkeeper Matt Yates is out quickly and clears the ball. Deitched out, looks to break away, and a heavy challenge by Johnny Spittle certainly has caused a bit of commotion in there, and a game which has seen, well, not too much drama, has certainly heated up in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, not the best challenge there from Johnny Spittle. Absolutely flattened Jack Dyche. Angry reaction from the bench and from the players as well. Happened not too far away from the Gainsborough dugout.
It was a definite foul by Johnny Spittle, but you can see what he's doing. Dyche should skip past him, and I think he's just taken the yellow card on that occasion, nothing more. Jack Dyche will receive some treatment on his right leg.
And the referee just going to have a word with maybe more than just Johnny Spittle.
Spittle did have a coming together with the Gainsborough player following the challenge. I think that's what the referee could be dealing with here. It's a definite card coming Spittle's way, that's for sure. I think he's just having a word with Clayton Donaldson. As we're approaching the last 10 minutes at the MTA. Curtis Durose's brilliant finish, a difference here so far. Separated the sides in the 74th minute. Durose over this free kick. The second goal would certainly kill off this game, you'd tend to think, as Durose swings a free kick in. It's a good one, and looking for Can at the back post. Just skipped too far, and a goal kick for Passett now. Last 10 minutes, Luke. Do you really see Marine challenging to put a goal and level things up here?
Definitely wouldn't put it past him. There's no point in writing Marine off. Not really tested the goalkeeper throughout the match, really. Can't remember him, Matt Yates, making a testing save, but still time.
Yeah, he has had a quiet night, Matt Yates, but so has Bailey Passant in the other end, but he's the man who's conceded the goal. There's a free kick's coming now, but fumbled by Yates, but I think he'll get away with that one as it's cleared towards Barragan, whose touch isn't a great one, and I think it did go out of play, and a throw-in for Gainsborough Trinity. I think they'll be taking the time on this one.
That might be something that the Marine players might look to exploit in these last 10 minutes as we go a bit more direct, I suppose. Matt Yates, he struggled aerially He's fumbled 1 or 2 crosses and balls into the box, so maybe that's something to pinpoint.
Lussie hooks the ball forward, looking for Solomon, who wins the header. Cut out by Shrimpton, who's had a very strong end to the game. Headed now by Spittle. And Lewis heads it back into the feet of Johnny Spittle. As Gainsborough lining up their final substitution. But here's Hayden Campbell, who's found a bit of space now. And he comes inside on that right foot, Campbell, and ball's ended up at the feet of Evans, I think that is. And Barragan's put a delivery in, headed away, only as far as Luke Clark. Chips the ball towards the back post, and it's headed in there, and only found the roof of the net. I think it was Andy Scaresbrook, the new signing, who got his head to that.
Yeah, just originally when the ball came into him, to the left-hand side of the box, you just wondered if he could have maybe took his man on and tried to get a shot on goal. Instead, he laid it back off to Barragan to cross in. And the move lost its momentum.
Third and final change for the visitors. I think Jack Deitch, his game is over. So Jack Deitch being replaced here. Just waiting to see who it is. I think it might be
I think it is Harry Lewis coming on it.
Bit of confusion with the games with substitutes, but they have made their third and final change. But here's Charlie Doyle now, challenging there by Harry Lewis. And the ball now with the feet of Barragan. Barragan's ball forward isn't going to pose any danger, but a bit of pressure by Scaresbrook has won inside a throw-in. The attendance this evening, 861. Bit of a struggle to watch at times for the fans, but brilliant attendance nonetheless, as we've seen throughout the season. Donaldson with the header, helped on by Rose, but Spittle comes away with it now. Goes wide to Luke Clark. Clark's ball forward is won by the Gainsborough defence, and Donaldson gets the ball at his feet now and hits the deck, and I think Wardle did just clip the ankles of Donaldson, as again using his experience as a centre forward.
Yeah, he's done that all game, Donaldson. Done it really well, held the line well. At times it's been isolated, but as you say, using his experience, just wins a free kick.
Free kick comes in, and Barragan with the header, and Scaresbrook, not the best idea. He loses out, and a shot's going to come in here, but safely held by Bailey Passon. Passon goes quick with the kick, and I think it's Connor Evans looking to get in behind, but into the hands of Matt Yates. And I think it's a bit of a contrast between the two forwards this evening. Clayton Donaldson held the ball really well at times and helped his team out. It's not happened at the top end of the pitch for Marine this evening.
In fairness to Connor Evans, his service hasn't been the best. He's been expected to do a lot of sort of hopeless running at times, which might sound harsh, but it's not really his fault. A lot of balls over the top for him to try and latch onto rather than into him, so he can try and get other players involved.
Scaresbrook touch there wasn't the best one, and Quito takes the throw in, gets the ball back. Quito, and he's hit the deck, but the referee plays on, and Scaresbrook's challenging in there, but he loses out to right, but the ball runs out for a Marine throw-in.
It looked a foul there on Quito, to be honest, but surprised the referee didn't award that one.
Just heading into the last 5 minutes now. Remains Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 1. Charlie Dill helps it on to Evans now. Evans, nice ball finding Hayden Campbell. He's got a bit of space and he's running at the full-back. Campbell puts a delivery in and it found the feet of, it might have been Charlie Doyle in there who made the run forward. Just couldn't get hold of the ball and it's run out for a goal kick.
Yeah, just fizzed into his feet. Tough one to control on the run. Maybe that's a big chance gone missing.
Well, will be a goal kick for Matt Yates. Gainsborough just looking to see off this game in the final few minutes, plus injury time. Goal kick looking for Donaldson. Ball bounces and finds Barragood, who's passed back to pass and isn't the best one, and the clearance isn't much better, and is Lewis now, who takes a shot, and I think it took a slight deflection off the feet of Jordan Lussey and a corner ball for the visitors.
Terrible pass back to Passon from Barragan there. Really put his goalkeeper under some unnecessary pressure. Volleyed back to him.
Yeah, James Barragan just acknowledging his poor pass there with his keeper. As Curtis Two Roses walking over for the corner. Regardless of the scoreline at the 87th minute, they have put some players forward here. Gainsborough seeking a second goal. Corner comes in. Campbell with the header, headed in there by Lewis, and Donaldson had a header and it's come back to right with a shot, but it's blocked. Come only as far as Collins, back out to Durose now. Durose cuts inside and puts a shot towards goal, and it's found the back of the net. Durose has run off celebrating, but the final touch may have come off Liam Waldock. He come inside Durose and fired a ball into the danger zone. It's run through the Marine defence. Passing could do nothing about it. And it's Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 2.
Yeah, you'd think that's game over, Tom. It's a real kick in the teeth. It has been coming, to be fair. They've been the much better side in these last 20 minutes or so. Marine have just hit panic mode since the first goal went in, and a little bit of a lucky one for DeRose there as he cut back in on his right foot, got past Scaresbrick fairly comfortably, tried to just whip one into the far post, and it's one of those, you just aim for the far corner, and if it doesn't get a touch, it goes in. If it does, it could also go in.
Yeah. It's been announced that DeRose will sure be more than happy to claim his second of the night. So
I think it just went straight in. I'm not sure it did take a touch on the way through. Oh, there's a little bit more handbags here.
Absolutely. Not too sure what that's about. I think Charlie Doyle hit the deck and Gainsborough players weren't too happy about it, but I think a free kick will go the visitors' favour. So Marines 9 unbeaten streak without a loss. It's more than likely to be coming to an end tonight. And a free kick for the away side. Inside their own half. In no rush to get things back underway here. It's left to Matt Yeats, and I think the yellow card's going to come out for the goalkeeper here. Referee very quick across for that one. And Yeats, after getting booked, takes a free kick and it's flicked on by Spittle, and Passon will get hold of that one. Passon goes long with the kick, looking for Evans. One in there. Flicked on by Lewis, and referee's reaching for his pocket once more. This time, I think a booking for Charlie Doyle.
Maybe was he just leading with his knee there? Is that what? Is it a booking?
Well, it is just a yellow for Charlie Doyle. He's clearly not happy with the decision by the referee.
Seems slightly harsh. The ball was there for him to challenge for. Referee not happy with the manner of the challenge.
We are into stoppage time here. Hasn't been announced how many minutes, but I think Marino, no matter how many minutes are added on, I think they'll be getting back in this game this evening, as it is 2-0 to the Trinity. Free kick forward for Donaldson, headed by Campbell. Quito lets it run out for the throw-in. Throwing forward, looking for Donaldson. Won in there by Wardle and challenged by Clark. The ball's run all the way back to Collins, who puts the ball out for a throw-in. Taking no chances there. Marines man of the match, Johnny Spittle. By the director's Luke, would you agree on that one?
Well, in terms of a Marine performer, it's hard to put a name down. Maybe Lucas Weir put in a good performance in the first half. If I had to go for an overall man of a match, it would undoubtedly be Jack Dyche. I think he's been the brightest spark in the pretty dull match. In fairness, lacked real quality, apart from a couple of nice takes from Curtis DeRose, but yeah, I'll go for Jack Dyche.
Well, that might be Solomon, who skipped his way through the whole back line there and won his side of corner for Marine in these ending moments. Certainly not an easy choice to pick your player out this evening. As a corner comes in, straight into the hands of Matt Yates, who just gathered the ball at first time of asking this time. Just minutes until the final whistle will be blown. Be interesting to hear the thoughts of manager Neil Young after this one. Side a shadow of themselves in recent weeks, but against a good Gainsborough side who going to keep that unbeaten run of not losing away at home this season. Header in there towards Quito, who shrugs off Campbell but runs the ball out of play. Campbell struggling to take the throw quickly with the bodies in front of him. Leaves it for Barragan. Barragan throws the ball straight out of play for a Gainsborough goal kick, and that could be the last bit of action from this game that hasn't seen much action in the 90 minutes.
It's just about dusting ourselves down and going again on Saturday now. Not up to the standard that they've set this season, but a chance to bounce back at Morpeth.
Goal kick towards Donaldson. Won there by Wardle, and it's found its way to Passon. Passon dribbles the ball out and digs out a ball for Charlie Doyle, but it's won well in there. The ball's found Solomon, who looked to spin on the ball, but couldn't quite get a hold of it. That kind of sums up Marines' evening in the attacking departments. Spittle digs out a ball looking for Campbell, but headed in there by Quito. Touchdown by Waldock. And a ball in behind with two Gainsborough players in attacking areas. It's Donaldson, who lovely back heel for Durose, looking for his third. Durose, and it's just narrowly wide with looking for a little dink over Passon, and that could have been salt in the wound for Marine there. But it remains just the 2 goals. Easily could have been 3 there and could be 3 here, but Donaldson won't get on that one. Donaldson did put a challenge on Passon and is going to get a yellow card despite his protests. Bit of a silly one in the last couple of seconds of the game when his team is 2-0 up. As the ball is out for a Marine throw-in halfway inside Gainsborough's half. Luke Clark chips the ball into the box. Quito with the header again. He's had a very, very impressive game at full-back. And that is the final whistle, blown by the referee. Finishes Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 2. Curtis Durose with both of the goals in the second half. A pretty miserable night for the Mariners, ending their 9 unbeaten streak. Luke, any final assessments?
Yeah, deserved loss, to be honest. Not up to the standard that they've been at over the last 9 games. You know, it's just about forgetting about this performance, moving on to Morpeth. hopefully bouncing back with what would be, if I can get a point or 3 up at Morpeth, that would be a good result. So just all eyes on Saturday.
Yeah, straight on to the next game, as you say. Morpeth away from home, a long journey up north, but you can join us for commentary if you can't make that one. We'll be starting about 10 minutes before the 3 p.m. kick-off this Saturday. You can join us then as it ends Marine 0, Gainsborough Trinity 2. Thank you all for listening.